What does it mean to be a home and hobby distiller, and how do you register to do it legally? Let's go find out. Hey everyone, Distiller Greyling here, one of your favorite home and hobby distillers. Just a side note, this is entirely my opinion and my view, my journey. But being a home distiller, it's exactly what it says. You are distilling from home. Whether it's out of the kitchen or in the garage or on a patio or out of a shed. Maybe just ask your spouse first before you distill in the kitchen. Maybe you've got a workshop off-site and you've got a corner there inside that workshop where you can distill. That's excellent. For me, it's about distilling on that home level. Now, being a hobby distiller is all about the craft of it. It's about making and creating something. It's not about a cheap alcohol fix for me. No. It's about there's always something different to make. Whether you make a gin or a rum or a brandy or a whiskey, or maybe one thing, and you're focusing on that one thing and you keep on perfecting it up until a point where you can say, this is very good. I like this. I'm enjoying this. And you're having that sense of fulfillment that I've taken this raw material and I've made this product and it's pretty good. That's what it is for me. Now, distilling on a home level doesn't mean you have to have a small still. I know there's one guy who's got a 200-liter home-built still, and he does it for the craft of it. He makes stuff that he likes and he enjoys it. Now, you also don't have to have a home-built still. You can have a purchased one as well. If you like a fully copper limbic still like this one, you can totally get hold of Distillique and buy one from them. They've got a whole bunch of ranges, from a 2-liter one up until a 200-liter one. But if you're like me and you like the modular side of things, you can go for the 13-liter round still, like this one. I like it very much. I can take it apart, put in different other parts and make it according to the run I want to do today. Whether it's a pot still or column still, it doesn't matter. Now comes the big question. How do you register to be a legal home distiller? First up, you have to find out in the country where you are staying, is it legal to home distill or not? Fortunately for me here in South Africa, we are allowed to legally home distill, but you have to register. But don't panic. Distillique can totally help you out there. Checking their website and sending them a few emails. We made this one-pager to make the process easier so that you can know exactly what you need to do and how you're going to go about it. So this is my requirements for legal home distilling in South Africa. I'm going to go through each step and how I did it and how I registered myself to be a legal home and hobby distiller. First step is to purchase a legal or serialized still. Now, if you do got a home built still, don't worry, you can take that home built still, go to Distillique and ask them to serialize it for you. They would first put it through certain types of steps, make sure it meets the criteria, and they will serialize it for you. And then you can register it, no problem. If you do purchase a still directly from them, it will be already serialized, so there's no worries about that. Now the second part is the SARS part, the South African Revenue Services. There you will have to fill in 3 forms to register yourself and your stills. The first form is your DA-185 form. It is the application form for registration and licensing of customs and excise clients. Now here you will fill in all your personal details, where SARS will want to know what's your SARS number, your bank account number, your address, and your ID number and all that stuff. On the form, there's also 2 blocks you have to tick. The first block that you will tick is your DA-185 4A15. That is to manufacturer of exercisable goods solely for own use by the manufacturer. That is right. To legally home distill in South Africa, you have to do it for your own use. You are not allowed to sell it. You can have friends over and you can let them taste and have a drink, but you're not allowed to sell. That's unfortunately the long and short of it. The second part that you're going to tick is the DA-185 4B12. That is to own, possess or keep stills. So for each tick that you made, you will need to fill in a separate form. The second form that you're going to fill in is the DA-185 4A15. There it's all about the information of what you're gonna distill, how you're gonna distill it, and what's the amount. Now don't stress about it. Distillique will totally help you out here. They will first ask you what is your still, what's the capacity that it's going to be, and then from there they will work it out and they say yes, according to this size still, you're going to distill this times a week, you will make this amount of product and you will keep this amount of product. What I did, I filled it in with a bunch of question marks. I emailed it to Distillique and they sent it back to me explaining each of the blocks. So they really help, guys. The third form that you're going to fill in with SARS is your DA185 4B12 form, the one about the stills. What's important here is you will use that serialized number for the boiler and fill it in on the page. Now unfortunately, for each boiler you will have to fill in a separate form. So if you've got a 20 litre and a 50 litre, you're going to fill in two separate forms for each still. Now comes the fun part, all the supporting documents. Yes, supporting documents is very important, but Distillique has made it nice and easy, set out exactly what documents you need and how you can go about of getting those specific documents. The first supporting documents that you're going to need is your banking details. Now what I did here, I went to my bank, I asked them for a proof of my account, made sure all my names is there fully, let the bank sign it and stamp it. You can use a bank statement as well, just make sure they do stamp it, that's the important thing. One thing that you guys need to know that's important for supporting documents, they must be within 3 months. No older than 3 months. That's very important. Second supporting document is your proof of address. Now here there's different routes to go. You can use a municipal account. But for me, I don't have a municipal account. I'm still renting. So I took my lease agreement, signed it at the bottom, and that worked perfectly. The next part is your detailed site plan. Now don't stress too much about it. What I did, I just made a site plan on Word showing where the rooms is in the flat that I'm staying, where the still is going to be and where the exit routes is. That's the important thing. They just want to know where you're going to still, where the still is going to stand and is there exit routes. It doesn't have to be a fully architectural drawing. Hand draw one is also fine. Even though you are a South African citizen, SARS still wants to see your income tax number. So what I did, I took my latest income tax and attach it to my supporting documents and that worked. SARS also wants your fixed telephone number. I only have a cell phone number, so what I did, I took my Vodacom account, make sure my name is on there, make sure my cell phone number is on there, sign it at the bottom and input it. Copy of your ID is also very important and make an effort to certify it and also make sure it's within that 3-month period of registration. It will just make things easier. Now we're at the part where it says any other information that might be required by the Commissioner of SARS. Here what I did is I made a letter of consent. I quickly just want to read you what I put in there just to make it clear for you guys. I said, dear sir or madam, I with my full name request to register myself for the license of manufacture of exercisable goods solely for the use by the manufacturer and to register to license to own, possess and keep stills. I also appointed myself as representative for all custom related matters as per section 10 of the DA185 form. I also added that I'm registering myself and not as a juristic entity. You are registering for yourself and not behalf of someone else. Lastly is the pictures of the still. So what I did, I just took a plain picture of my stills and I kind of broke them apart and told them this is the boiler, this is the condenser, this is a gin basket, just to make it easier for them. It's all about making things easier. The easier and simpler your registration is, the faster hopefully you can go into the process and get registered. Now once you've got all your supporting documents together, I like to sign each and every one at the bottom with the date and scan them in and make one PDF document. Now for that PDF document, send it through to Distillique and ask them, is everything alright? Is everything on par? They might check and say, hey, you're missing here, or maybe change that, and they will send it back to you. It's better that they can check it beforehand, then it goes to SARS and your application is unsuccessful and you have to do everything over again. Now once you get all your supporting documents, that PDF packet again back from Distillique and everything is good, get everything ready for SARS. With my whole PDF packet, I also made a cover letter for SARS, just again to make things easier. In the cover letter, I again stipulated for what I'm registering for and why am I registering. I also put there again everything that's in the letter of consent, that I'm registering myself for all the custom related matters and also not as a juristic entity but myself. I also split apart and I put in bullet points saying exactly what all the supporting documents is. The 185 forms, my copy of my ID, my letter of consent, my lease agreement for my proof of address. I put everything in there so that when they do open the email and they can look at it, one pager, they can see everything that's going to be there and they know that it's in that PDF packet. Now let's come to the email that you guys have to send to SARS. Now I don't know when you guys will be watching this video, so I don't want to give out the SARS emails. The two that I used, Distillique gave to me, so hook up with Distillique and they can give you the email addresses, because maybe by the time that you want to register, those guys don't even work there anymore or don't work in that same department anymore. For your SARS email, make sure that your whole supporting documents PDF is smaller than 5 megs. I sent one in that was about 8 meg. It came back and said undelivered because I exceeded the mailbox limit size. So make sure it's smaller than 5 meg. Compress it or maybe, I don't know, scan it in differently, but make sure it's smaller than 5 meg. Now with your supporting documents and your cover letter, you will send it to SARS. One thing you have to have is patience. SARS does take some time. I followed a 3-week waiting period. So what I do is I send it in, I waited 3 weeks, and then I said to the same guys again, please give me some feedback and also please give me my case number. As soon as you have that case number, it means that your registration is in the process and it's going to the next guy and the next guy. Waited again 3 weeks, asked them again, yes, this is my case number, please can I have some feedback. They came back to me and said, yes, it's now from this department to that department, and at least I know it's going on, it's going forward. Yes, I did have applications that was unsuccessful, but then I would ask him, all right, just please tell me which part is not right. I would correct it and then send it in again. That is it for my home and hobby distilling and also how to register to do it legally. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell icon to make sure you do not miss any of my videos. This is it for today. I enjoyed it very much. If you got any questions, leave it in the comments. I will definitely get back to you. If I don't get back to you, Distillique will also get back to you. And remember guys, be awesome, be kind, and be yourself. Cheers guys.